Mike Quinsey, message through my higher self, 2nd of December 2016. Website, Tree of the Golden Light. Clearly, the sooner the announcement is made confirming the currency changes, the better, and so relieve the tension and concern of those who wait for much-needed funds. Good news always spreads quickly, but there are always the doubters who are reluctant to believe that such changes are possible. There are many more surprises waiting to be introduced, and they are all part of the plan to quickly introduce you to the new age. The old ways have had their day as the controls of the Illuminati are removed to allow people to enjoy their newfound freedom. Each stage will be introduced in such a way that it will flow with the changes, and cause the least amount of trouble before it settles, and nothing will be allowed to interfere or delay them. The time for their introduction has long passed, but as you know, there is always a right time to make major changes, and the biggest concern is interference by those of the dark forces. However, you are protected by the Galactic Forces, who will ensure that all proceeds as needed and with the least fuss. Before very long, the news outlets will become free to report the real and truthful news that has been denied you for eons of time. You have lived in a false paradigm for so long and not allowed to progress as was intended. You have effectively been denied progress that would have brought you a way of living some 50 years ahead of where you are now. Be assured that it will take nowhere near that period of time to catch up, and plans to move you forward are already in place. At the appropriate time, when so to say the ground has been cleared and it is safe to do so, your many galactic friends will openly appear on Earth and help you to make up for lost time. The new age awaits you, and it can no longer be denied you, and it will quickly see the old ways of working replaced by automation and robotic methods. Naturally, it will take time to enable you to have all the benefits from the changes, yet with methods you are unfamiliar with, you will be pleasantly surprised at how quickly matters are handled. However, it must be remembered that the immediate period is to dispense with all that has no place in the future. The focus will be upon those changes that will release you from the drudgery and long hours that you work for your living. Many jobs that are of a menial nature will no longer be necessary, and some totally carried out automatically. Through the introduction of modern methods, much of your day-to-day needs will no longer require manual labor, and some will be covered by the introduction of new ways of living. So when there is talk of new age, that is exactly what it means, as the old one has now served its purpose. What is even more important are the changes within self, as you must not lose sight of the fact that everything is leading up to ascension. As the vibrations rise up, you will also do so, providing you have concentrated on your own needs. The old human of extreme duality should be changing with the new vibrations and leaving the old vibrations behind. Realize that whenever you act using the lower ones, you are dropping the intensity of your light. At a time when you should be lifting yourself up, it is important that you stay on your path and can pass through the lower vibrations without them affecting you. Try not to be drawn into actions or participate in undesirable activity that you know is not associated with the light, as over a very long period of time the dark ones have cleverly directed your interests into that which is of the lower vibrations. There is always a simple rule to determine that which is not of the light, and that is anything that does not bring peace and harmony into your life is likely to be having the opposite effect. The changes that you are ready to welcome will be spread out for a period of approximately 20 years or so, and by then you should have all of the advantages that have been spoken about. The immediate period will cover the most pressing needs of those who urgently require help. So many people live in utter poverty with no prospect of being able to lift themselves up. Clearly, they will be amongst the first to benefit from the changes that can soon be speedily made. The essence of everything that takes place will be to raise your standard of living, until everyone is at least able to live life with all of their basic needs well covered. You can hardly have failed to notice that even the animals upon Earth are being affected by the changes. Climate changes are evident and in some areas forcing them to move out or otherwise die, and so it will continue with some species dying out altogether. What you are learning is how critical Earth changes can be, and they can also affect humankind. All through your history they have taken place in the course of which even man has had to adapt. You have even now intelligent life living inside the Earth's crust, and after the coming changes they will make themselves known to you. The most exciting times lie ahead, and you will soon move beyond your present troubles and enjoy a rapid transformation leading to a peaceful existence. Almost certainly one of your most satisfying moments will be when weapons of war and everything associated with them will be silenced for all time. No longer will money be wasted on weapons of war, and the protection of your Earth will be achieved by other means. For example, some planets have a protective shield all around them that cannot be penetrated. Your oceans cover over 70% of the Earth, and they too will be cleansed. Such a task would seem impossible to you, but with advanced technologies will take little time. In the ultimate, all the seas and lands will be made as new, and all forms of life will live peacefully. Already the different ones are beginning to come together and form the most unlikely bonds. There is much to look forward to when you shall experience perfect peace. Be peace and be love, sharing it with all living things as all are one. Not a day will pass without some happenings that are associated with the necessary changes that are increasing as you progress. The old will go, but sometimes not without a struggle, and the moves will be welcomed by the people. They are well aware that something unusual is happening, and for some it is frightening as that which they are used to is changing. Know that it is all for the best reasons, and as time passes they will become apparent to you. Stay true to your beliefs, and given the opportunity share them with others when an interest is expressed. A new year is quickly approaching, and is one that promises to be very interesting and fulfilling, as many long-awaited changes will finally take place. Love and blessings from my higher self, and may you receive all that you need to remain firmly in the light. In love and light. Mike Quinsey.